Balance in Technology and Wellness, presented by me, Quinn. Thank you for being here. Thank you for dealing with Monday symptoms. It's been a crazy Monday. Anyway, here's some statistics. So 36% of millennials say they spend 2 or more hours per workday, and this is workday mean like at work or basically doing like at school, at work, actually on their phones, on their personal phones. 66% of the population show signs of no phone phobia, basically the fear of being without their phone. 26% of accidents involve cars are caused by cell phones. So again, try your best not to be either on your phone or texting, especially texting. I can't enforce enough that you shouldn't be texting on in your car on your phone. It's such a dangerous activity. 87% of smartphones user check their devices within the hour, either before they wake up, before they go to sleep, or when they wake up. Again, this is mostly the reason why I suggest this is that you don't want to be using your phone during that basically the what I call the cush hours, the hour before you fall asleep, an hour before you wake up. Mostly this is due to blue lights and other just kind of letting your mind rest, giving your mind like a break. Another statistic is 44% of adults will check work-related emails while they're on vacation. Again, if you're being on vacation, try to actually be on vacation. I should say, you try to leave your work behind. I know it's very tempting, but you're on vacation for a reason usually. According to the data collected in 2019, 86% of smartphone users will check their devices while in a conversation with family and friends. I was kind of shocked by that. I guess the stereotype of my generation is that we do this, but I didn't think it was such a prolific almost accurate, that we actually do have a lot of people that will just constantly check or text when they're actually in a conversation. So that's some statistics to keep in mind. So the 4 things that we're going to talk about today is managing your notifications, like I mentioned, creating phone-free times and places, distancing yourself from toxic media, and taking stuff from the digital world and putting it in the real world. So first thing we're going to go over is managing notifications. So like I mentioned earlier, this is to limiting the amount of apps that are notifying you. So if you have apps such as like Facebook, Instagram, or stuff that may be trying to create like a secondary link, because a lot of times those apps they send extra notifications they really don't need. It's not like person from person. It's from the device trying to say, hey, there's an event going on, or hey, there's something else that you need to know at this moment, which you really most times do not need to actually know. Second, delete old apps that you're just not using. This can declutter your phone, can help you navigate your phone and make better use of your time when you are using your phone. And third, download a time management app like Moment or Focus. These both are basically apps that reduce the amount of notifications you are actually getting via saying like times when you actually want to be using your phone versus times that you want to be are like at work or trying to focus. So that's just some of the suggestions if you're trying to manage your notifications on your phone. Whoops. So next category for trying to create a better relationship with your phone is creating phone-free times and spaces and places. This is basically trying to get your phone kind of out of the bedroom. As I was mentioning earlier, it's not as especially getting it out of your bed, but getting it out of the bedroom is even better, because the temptation to use your phone, especially if you're like trying to go to sleep or in the that cush period that I was mentioning earlier, the hour before you go to bed or hour after you wake up, is extremely tempting to wake up and immediately want to go to your phone. Try to resist that temptation a little bit. Maybe experiment. If you like sleep with your phone, try to experiment putting your phone on like a dresser farther away, and then progressively try to get that phone out of the bedroom. Also, if you create, if not the bedroom, create like a space in your house that you just leave your phone like outside of it, or someplace like you can be without your phone, and try to like really create a better relationship, especially if you feel like you have no phone phobia. Say times and day that you will not be on your phone, preferably, like I said, the hour before you go to bed or hour you wake up. This can also include times that like during dinner or during meals that you're having with your family. That should definitely be times that you're not on your phone, and you should be trying to focus on people in the moment, conversations. It can be, especially with people in my generation, it can be hard to separate yourself from your phone. And then keep the phone away from you unless you need it for something. This is mostly just trying to have purposefully use of phone usage instead of just finding yourself on your phone or going down like a rabbit hole of videos, videos, social media, other stuff. Okay, the third category we're going into is distancing yourself from toxicity. This is again kind of controlling what is shown to you on, if you are using social media, kind of just controlling what you are seeing on social media. This is utilizing such things as blocking, unfollowing, or liking things that you actually want to see versus and blocking stuff you might not want to see less often. This especially can be on Facebook. That's one of the reasons why they give you these options. Like if you do have like ideas or stuff that you just prefer or that you feel is like toxic to you, think about like unfollowing that stuff or making it less likely to be found on your feed. The next bullet I got there is learning to think before you click. Especially nowadays, we have a lot of stuff that's very clickbaity, and clickbait is basically it tries to grab your attention quickly so you can basically click on it, and then you might find yourself like moments later being like, why did I just click on that? Trying to be like forget what the word is called, but yeah, basically be clicking responsibly is another way I like to say that. The third bullet point is try to balance out the negative and the positive by creating something that's worth sharing. If you are sharing stuff on social media, make it something personal, something that you actually are proud to share, and not just some random post here and there. It is okay to do that, but it's also positivity is contagious. So like if you share something nice, someone else will probably share something nice, and toxicity usually spreads more toxicity. So be knowledgeable what you are sharing, that it might affect others who are looking at it. I do have a short video for you guys.
Yes. Over 2.5 billion people have smartphones now, and a lot of them are having a hard time putting them down.
There's a new app that aims to curb phone addiction.
Addiction is money.
Are we a nation of smartphone addicts?
The problem is, our devices are designed to keep us engaged. They're intentionally addicting. But if you understand the tricks that grab your attention, you can learn to have a healthier relationship with your phone.
I think we're living inside of 2 billion Truman shows, where Truman Show, you wake up and everything is sort of coordinated just for you and you usually don't even realize it. But it's coordinating just to entertain you or just to engage you.
That's Tristan Harris. He worked as Google's design ethicist, and now he runs a nonprofit initiative called Time Well Spent, advocating for awareness of how tech companies profit off of users' attention.
It's not designed to help us, it's just designed to keep us hooked.
So I handed him my phone and asked him how he'd fix it. It starts with turning off all notifications, except for when a real human is trying to reach you. When you get a call, a text, or a message, it's usually another person wants to communicate with you. But a lot of today's apps simulate the feeling of that kind of social interaction to get you to spend more time on their platform. If Facebook sends you a push notification that a friend is interested in an event near you, they're essentially acting like a puppet master, leveraging your desire for social connection so that you use the app more. But notifications didn't always work like this. When push notifications were first introduced for email on BlackBerrys in 2003, they were actually seen as a way for you to check your phone less. You could easily see emails as they came in, so you didn't have to repeatedly open your phone to refresh an inbox. But today you can get notifications from any app on your phone. So every time you check it, you get this grab bag of notifications that can make you feel a broad variety of emotions.
If it wasn't random, if it was predictably bad or predictably good, then you would not get addicted. The predictability would take out the addictiveness.
That's the same logic behind slot machines. And it's effective. Slot machines make more money in the US than baseball, movies, and theme parks combined. And they become addicting about 3 to 4 times faster than other kinds of gambling. Some apps even replicate the process of pulling a slot with the pull to refresh feature. That's a conscious design choice. Those apps are usually capable of continuously updating content, but the pull action provides an addicting illusion of control over that process. In the future, we might see healthier ways of delivering notifications. Research shows that bundling notifications, where phones deliver a batch of updates at set times, reduces user stress. Then, you have to grayscale your screen. The easiest way to attract your eye's attention on a screen is through color. Human eyes are sensitive to warm colors. In eye-tracking tests like this one, they gravitate particularly to bright red. That's why so many apps have redesigned their icons to be brighter, bolder, and warmer over the years. It's also why notification bubbles are red. A little icon like this, or this, doesn't have the same impact on your attention as this. But you can neutralize that distracting effect by selecting a grayscale color filter in your phone's accessibility settings. When you make everything black and white, your brain isn't tricked into thinking this is any more important to you than this.
I mean, there's a reason why slot machines are, bright in color and have flashing lights and ding, 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 ding. And they have the sensory input too, right? And so just noticing that if I take out the color, it changes some of the addictiveness.
Finally, restrict your home screen to everyday tools.
Make sure that your home screen, when you unlock it, doesn't have anything except for the in-the-moment tools that help you live your life. I have Lyft to get somewhere when I need to get somewhere, maps, calendar. None of these are apps that I can fall into and then get sucked down some bottomless vortex of stuff.
If you're not sure what counts as a bottomless vortex of stuff, it helps to filter out apps that use infinite scrolling. Unlike pagination, where users have to click to load new content on another page, infinite scrolling continuously loads new material, so there's no built-in endpoint. Video autoplay works in a similar way. These interfaces create a frictionless experience, but they also reduce a user's sense of control and make it harder to stop. Research shows that people rely on visual cues more than internal cues to stop consuming something. In a 2005 study, individuals who ate soup out of a self-refilling bowl ate 73% more than those who ate out of a normal bowl filled up by servers. But those who ate from the self-refilling bowls didn't feel any more satisfied. So a visual cue, like an endpoint, is better at telling you the right time to stop than your own sense of satisfaction. And because so many apps don't have an endpoint, you have to build your home screen around the eventuality of distraction. We check our phones a lot. Most of us drastically underestimate how often we do so. But technology might not always look this way. There are ideas for alternative interfaces that give you functional choices and are more transparent about how much time you'll lose with one action versus another.
But it's a really deep philosophical question of what is genuinely worth your attention on an interrupted basis? Do people even know how to answer that question? It's a really hard question. It's not something we think about.
But for now, it's a question that everybody needs to start asking.
From digital to in real life. So some of the suggestions that I found online is to basically, instead of having a digital to-do list on your phone, make it basically a traditional pen and paper to-do list. This, first of all, it gets you off your phone a little bit more if you are having troubles with your phone usage and stuff. But two, it also, for most people, it is more satisfying to put a check mark on a piece of paper or cross something off on a piece of paper than it is to simply press a button on a phone to say that you did something. Second from this slide is print stuff out of your favorite, print out some of your favorite photos and hang them on the wall or put them in a photo book. Again, this is kind of taking stuff and like making it more real than it can be on a phone. I mean, one of my favorite things are in this vein is my mom every once in a while will like take our like family camera and just basically print off the top 25 or top 50 photos that we've taken in a set span and just put them in a family photo book and kind of do that kind of stuff. It is very memorial because like a lot of that stuff, like it would have been lost from time if we didn't actually make physical copies of it or put them in a place or kept good care of them. Because especially as you realize this morning, technology can sometimes not be on your side. It can kind of shut down, stuff can be deleted, lost forever, but it's less likely if you make a copy of it that that will happen. The third thing is to set times to see and interact with people instead of having interactions always on digital media. I know that at this time that is not as much a reality that we can have. Because of physical distancing and state and municipal guidelines, it makes it a lot harder to have those interactions. But we are social creatures. Like we need that connection from being with people and seeing people and interacting with people in order to be human almost. So it is very much a necessity that we need those social interactions. Just try to reduce the interactions that are digitally mediated through phones and other technologies. What lies behind you, and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside you. And that's by Randolph Waldo Emerson. And then the second quote I got for you guys is, the human race has one really effective weapon, and that is laughter. And that is, of course, from Mark Twain. Again, thank you guys for showing up. Hope that you guys took something away from this